Okay, let's do a progress curve. One of the maybe most complicated tools, most efficient ones in process control. So this is what I'm going to do. The progress curve, this one over here. A progress curve, we're going to do it based on cost and demand hours. A progress curve will show you the weekly performance on weekly basis and the cumulative as well. And I want to zoom in a little bit. This is something I'm going to explain also. So I'm going to maybe have a specific data date interval in the project, maybe within this period. It's the same information, but I zoomed in. On weekly basis, I will show the planned percentage as per early distribution, the planned percentage as per late distribution, the actual percentage. So three different values on weekly basis. I have two values or three values for the cumulative as well. The cumulative early planned percentage, the cumulative late planned percentage, and the cumulative actual. This is my data date. At the bottom, that's my x-axis. The scale over here is for the weekly values. So if I want to, I can refer to the weekly values on that scale, and that's my cumulative scale. I'm going to create a new page. I have to select a settable visualization. We have line and the clustered column is more relevant. My x-axis is the data date. I want to select the data date from the primary, from the query where the primary key is. It's here. And the column y-axis, I have three values. I have the planned early percentage, planned late percentage, and the actual percentage on weekly basis. So I will not go to the cumulative. I will refer to the planned cost early, planned cost late, and the actual percentage. So under that, this is the planned cost early percentage, like the weekly cost allocations, but converted to percentage. I have a space over here. It means that I'm allowed to add more values. I'm gonna go to the late. Okay. I wanna do the actual as well. The actual is from my updates query. It's actually this week period actual percentage. Okay. In my database, I have this percentage. This week activity percentage content. So why did I create a measure for that? Why didn't I choose that field? Because this field is for the activity level only. But what if I want to do the progress curve, not for a single activity, but for substructure? What I cannot do anything with the percentage. I cannot sum the percentages. So I have to have a weighting system. That's why I explained the earned value at the beginning. And I need to sum earned value of substructure and convert that to percentages by dividing it by the total cost of the project. This week period actual percentage based on cost. I also have line axis, which is the cumulative. I need the cumulative planned percentage. So here, the cumulative planned cost line. Cumulative cost leads. We will do the same also as per man hours. If you want me to do it, I can do it. It's the same process, but I'm going to refer to the labor units queries. That's a late distribution. It's a nice S curve so far. and the actual percentage based on cost. I know you might like your head might spin a little bit because you are trying to recall what the measure represented, what the actual percentage formula based on. So it takes some time to digest. And what I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna share this file, the working file, with you under the download section. You can go to like each visual we have created, and you can go to the field selected. So for example, you can look at the gauge, look at the actual labor units and click on it, and you will see the formula. So I used from my updates query, the earned value labor units, I divided by the budget labor units inside my baseline details. So you can remember the calculation, where it came from. It's a bit confusing if you are working with many measures, and so that's what I would recommend. So I'm gonna share this file with you, or you can refer to the complete file. It's the same thing. It's gonna be the same result. And you can refer to, like, refresh your knowledge about the formula behind the measure. I'm gonna select the actual percentage cost-wise. Earned value divided by total cost. Okay, so that's the cumulative earned value cost. Okay, I have here like because we have few updates. My x-axis is the data date. Power BI recognized that it's a date data type. So it assumed that it's a good idea to group the dates into quarters or annual basis or monthly. But I actually, like in project control, I want to show the exact data dates. I want to see the weekly allocations. So instead of the type continuous, I'm gonna make it categorical. I want to show the dates. When you see the line has a 100% cumulative, it's actually a good sign that we are doing something right. It means that the model is working properly, the relationships are properly managed. You can add a title if you want. You can have data labels, which I recommend. So you can refer to any data date and see the corresponding result. Do you want to apply the data dates to specific field or all of it? What else do we need to do? I'm gonna copy that and I want to include it in my dashboard. Okay, but as a good practice, I cannot show the whole curve inside my dashboard. It cannot fit. I can go to the progress curve section, review it in detail, but in a dashboard, I wanna a summary. But before I move on, it is not a curve anymore. It shows me a single value. It's because everything is interactive. So the progress curve is filtered based on my selection, because right now I have a filter in the page and all visualizations will respond to that filter. And I need to remove this relationship, not the relationship from the model, but I want to remove the interaction between them. What is causing the interaction? The data date. The progress curve does not cause an interaction against data date, but data date is the root cause. So I'm gonna select the cause of the interaction. I'm gonna go to format click Edit Interactions. Now you can choose if you wanna disable an interaction with any visualization. In my progress curve, I wanna click here, none. The other icon represents a filter, which is by default. Everything is filtered in the whole report. So I'm gonna remove that. Now I have the whole progress curve. Right now we have one model. So for example, if I go to the dashboard, I can choose maybe concrete. That's the dashboard for concrete. I can even select any field like column reinforcement. Everything will talk to each other. So by default, everything is interactive unless otherwise specified manually, the way I showed you right now. That's and it's not a nice way to add it in my dashboard. So I'm going to convert that to a more settable visualization. Area chart. And I cannot show all data dates. I'm gonna go to format, x-axis. I wanna keep it continuous in that case. And something is not right. It should look like that. Like the same progress curve, but without a lot of information. Like if I'm gonna revert everything to the project level, I wanna see like a brief history of what was going on in the project, where I was ahead or falling behind. Mm. I don't need the weekly allocations because it's an area and this cannot be an area. I wanna keep the cumulative under the area. Like here, for example, I wanna only show the cumulative planned and cumulative actual in my area chart. But the weekly allocations cannot be converted to an area. So I'm gonna remove the y-axis. Keep the cumulative. You can show that if you want, but I prefer for a dashboard, remove the late. Have something like that. 100% correct. Maybe have something like that. And when you resize the visualization, more possibilities will come. Like for example, if I stretch it of like maybe over here, I can see semi-annual allocations every 6 months. But if I squeeze it a little bit, I'm gonna see maybe annual or something like that. So I would prefer maybe something like that. It's nice. Of course, you can remove the label and the title. It's a part of the formatting.